Good morning, everybody, and thank you for choosing Fox 10 News on this Sunday morning. I'm Steve Alexander. Asha Staples is off this morning. Well, I know a lot of people, as we're moving into August, want to go down to the beach today and hoping for some beautiful weather.
Oh yes, and luckily they're in store for some sunshine for today. It's looking like a good forecast for those coastal spots in case you are heading out. But let's go ahead and touch on the tropics real fast because we do still have some activity there and it's inching even closer towards the United States. We have Tropical Storm Isaias expected to stay a tropical storm. The newest advisories do have the system not strengthening even further and weakening upon that approach towards the Florida Peninsula. But right now, just off the coast of Miami, already bringing in some rain and some very gusty winds to the area. But that center low, again, just off that coastal area of southeastern Florida, the sustained winds 65 miles per hour, moving northwest at 8 miles per hour. So slowing down, and that's just going to continue to bring some rainfall to that area, and very slowly at that. But let's go ahead and check out that track on it. It is expected to get into the northern portions of Florida by tomorrow afternoon. So it's going to be taking a full day approach off that Florida peninsula. But right now, those sustained winds expected to stay at that 65 mile per hour wind speed. So keeping that tropical storm strength by the time it gets up to South Carolina and up to North Carolina, still keeping those wind speeds. So it'll be a slow moving system just to track on the eastern coast. And by midweek next week, it'll be in the northeastern areas, still bringing a lot of that heavy rainfall. But let's go ahead and take a look at those models right now because all are in agreement of that track just skirting up that coast. Could possibly see that center make its way inland, but most likely just going to be skirting along the coast where it will have that filter feeding system of that energy within it. But let's go ahead and take another look at another portion of the Atlantic because we do have a tropical wave right now currently just off the coast of the Leeward Islands. Now, this is looking at that medium chance of development over the next 5 days. We could possibly see a tropical depression by midweek. So just something to keep an eye on, but it will make that northwesterly pass again, just up the eastern coast. But checking out conditions right now, Mobile 74 degrees, 78 in Pensacola, calm winds in both areas, feeling like 81 in Pensacola. Radar looking clear so far for this morning, just tracking some of that cloud cover, but we do have those rain chances for today, plus a big day in Pensacola Beach. I'll have a full look at your beach forecast coming up soon.
And breaking overnight, Fairhope police are looking for a missing man in his 80s. Authorities say Robert Leon Whitley was last seen in the Lake Ridge Drive area about 7:15 last night. He's described as 5'11", believed to be wearing a teal polo shirt and blue jeans. Now, he may be traveling in a 2014 silver Toyota 4Runner. The tag number is an Alabama tag with the number 837-4AL5. Mr. Whitley is 81 years old, and he may be living with a condition that impairs his judgment. If you have any information on his whereabouts this morning, contact Fairhope Police at 251-828-2385, or, of course, you can call 911. Well, in just a few hours from now, 2 NASA astronauts will be returning back to Earth right here along the Gulf Coast. The SpaceX Dragon Endeavour is targeted to splash down off the coast of Pensacola. Now, this is going to happen, scheduled to at about 1:42 this afternoon. For astronauts Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley, it's a homecoming that hasn't been seen really in decades. The last crewed splashdown was more than 45 years ago. It's also SpaceX's first splashdown with astronauts on board.
I think every space flight for most of us is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and this one probably is a great topper, at least for me personally.
Now, the primary target is right off the coast of Pensacola. There is an alternate site set for the coast off Panama City. Now, the astronauts could splash down anywhere from 22 nautical miles to 175 nautical miles from shore. Fox 10 News, of course, will be there to share this historic moment with you. Right now, people in Florida are also battling the coronavirus pandemic while trying to prepare for severe weather. Reporter Luli Ortiz has a look at how they're doing it.
As Isaias is expected to arrive off the coast of Florida in a matter of hours, people tell us preparation over panic is paramount. People like Holly LaSalle Ritchie. She is checking all the necessities she needs off her list. Batteries, food, water, at least 7 days worth.
So you see a lot of people and a lot of aisles that don't seem to have much toilet paper and paper towels and sort of pre-pandemic like situation in there.
From the grocery stores to gas stations. Drivers rushing to fill up their tanks, others, well, not so lucky. Propane gas is out.
Just for the barbecue grill in case the power does go out so we can cook. It's normal these days that things don't go well.
Leaders have since warned the public about the importance of maintaining safety measures over the next few days. No hurricane parties, no large crowds, and urging folks to remain socially distant at evacuation shelters. But before people hunkered down, surfers took advantage of the big waves.
It's very windy and the waves are really, really big and there's stuff blowing everywhere.
Beachgoers soaking up the sunshine for as long as they can before Isaias leaves his mark.
It's really great out this morning. It's really nice. The sun came up. There wasn't a lot of cloud coverage, so it looks good so far.
Here in Mobile, we're taking a live look now at Alabama's COVID-19 risk indicator dashboard. There are more than 86,000 confirmed COVID-19 cases in the state of Alabama right now. Looking at this dashboard, you may notice some very high-risk counties that are highlighted in red. Both Baldwin County and Escambia County are falling into that category. Mobile, Washington, Clark, and Monroe counties are falling into highlighted what is orange, which is high risk. The breakdown of those numbers: Mobile County is 8,466 confirmed cases, Baldwin County 3,095, Clark County 479, Escambia County bringing in more than 950 cases, Washington County has more than 300 cases, Monroe County at 385 confirmed cases. Now, the Walmart on Rangeline Service Road is closed until tomorrow morning for sanitizing and cleaning. They closed yesterday afternoon about 4 o'clock, and they are scheduled to be back open tomorrow at 7. Well, part of this pandemic, too, bars in Alabama no longer allowed to sell alcoholic drinks after 11 o'clock at night. The decision from the ABC board went into effect hours ago.
On what would be a busy Saturday night at a downtown Mobile club, restaurants and bars now forced to take another step in an effort to curb the spread of COVID-19. They're already operating at 50% capacity, and now no more alcoholic drinks after 11 o'clock.
We got to do what we got to do. I mean, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how it affects all the businesses down here.
Loda Beer Garden, just one restaurant and bar, still planning to stay open until 2. Just now having to rely more on their food.
But it's going to be just customer dependent. So with all the bars being closed, we don't know if we're going to get busy at 11 when the bars close, or if just nobody's going to come to town. So it's all kind of up in the air. And like all of this COVID stuff, we're all learning every day on, how to go about the new business model.
As COVID cases continue to rise in Alabama, this step from the ABC board, just the latest change trying to keep people safer apart.
We're doing our part. We're wearing our masks. We're sanitizing the tables between all the uses. We need that local support so we can be here for you in years to come.
Once again, under the new law, you have until 11:30 to drink while you're on the premises. The order is going to be in effect for 120 days, but the ABC board could rescind it at any time. The University of Alabama at Birmingham's freshman housing policy is being more lenient as the coronavirus pandemic continues. It's still policy for nearly all freshmen at UAB to be watchful and see what happens as things do try to return to normal. The policy being relaxed a little, though. The university says it will work with students on a case-by-case basis to offer them flexibility for whatever circumstances they may find themselves in.
If they have extenuating circumstances that preclude them from living on campus, we certainly want to work with them because we really want them to be a successful Blazer.
Patricia Martinez is an assistant vice president of student affairs and also director of division operations at UAB. She's still encouraging freshmen to live on campus because she says it will keep them more engaged and connected in ways that they might not be if they live at home. Students will be on campus, though, only until Thanksgiving break. UAB says student health is the top priority. They're doing everything they can to promote that on campus. Now, if for some reason you can't live on campus at UAB, then you're asked to contact student housing as soon as possible. Well, baseball fans may not be able to do a lot more cheering this year. Earlier this week, Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred told the Major League Baseball Players Association Executive Director Tony Clark that if the sport does not do a better job of managing the coronavirus, it could shut down for the season. Now, this comes just after 2 Monday night games were postponed. They were postponed because of COVID-19 and a number of Florida Marlins players and coaches testing positive for the virus. A Baldwin County doctor indicted this week in a long-running investigation into a prescription drug billing scheme. 53-year-old Dr. Michelle Jackson facing 11 charges, including conspiracy to commit health care fraud and also aggravated identity theft. The indictment says Jackson, who worked out of 2 clinics in Mobile, got paid to issue prescriptions filled by Global Compounding Pharmacy. Multiple federal agencies, including the FBI and IRS, investigated the case. A 7-year-old killed in a shooting in Pensacola. Investigators are still trying to figure out exactly what led up to the shots being fired. It happened in the 600 block of North B Street, authorities say, around 8:30 yesterday morning. Officials told us an adult male was found at the scene, but they did not say he is the suspect. They are questioning him, though, police are, as part of that investigation. Meantime, a wild police chase from Bay Minette ending in Florida. The driver is dead. Investigators say they spotted a stolen vehicle, and when they tried to pull it over, the driver sped off. They say the driver then lost control and struck a tree on Highway 29 in Escambia County, Florida, and died on the scene. They say the driver also hit 2 Bay Minette police cars on purpose. The Florida Highway Patrol is investigating, and the driver's identity has not been released. And we are learning more now about a fatal accident that we mentioned on West I-65 Service Road yesterday. Authorities are telling us that they responded just after 4:40 yesterday morning in front of the O'Connell Lodge Hotel. They say a vehicle traveling south on I-65 left the roadway and rolled before stopping in a ditch. They say a female passenger died from her injuries. The male driver was transported to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The victim has not been identified as of yet. We'll continue to bring updates on this just as soon as we get them. Well, if you haven't already, now would be a very good time to download the free FOX10 News app on your Android and Apple devices. That way you can stay on top of all the breaking news, developing stories, and the weather alerts that are going on. The USDA is now identifying those mysterious seed packages we've been telling you about sent from China. Osama El-Lisi with the Plant Protection Program, the USDA's Animal and Plant Health Inspection Services, say the packages contain vegetables like cabbage and herbs, including mint, sage, rosemary, and lavender. The USDA spokesperson says if you receive the unsolicited package of seeds, though, still do not plant them, contact the state plant regulatory officials. Keep them in the packaging as well as the mailing label. The USDA says they believe this is all part of a brushing scam where people receive items that they did not order from a seller who then posts false customer reviews to try to boost sales.